few of us, I might ask you for two, right? If you go on vacation, tell me the two things that you got to take with you when you go, and you got to have it. You just got to have it. When you go on vacation, this is, you're like, I'm taking this with me. This is, I mean, if it's your favorite pillow, or if it's your favorite food, or it's your favorite, or it's just something that you need while you're there, and how much it would cost you roughly, right? You too. Try to. If you can't come up with a price, just tell me what you got to take. Tell me if your Game Boy's got to come, or a toy, or whatever you need. Just tell me what you're gonna need and average price. This is something that we're gonna do today, kind of like a little project, because it says things you would pack. Right now, also think about maybe where you're gonna go. Going out of state, we'll go that far. You're going out of state, so it's not where you come back to the house 5 minutes later and pick it up. You know, you ain't going to Cleveland spending the night. Oh, let me run back to home. You're going out of state, at least 8-hour trip. What do you take with you? All right. Yes, sir. What would you take with you? All right. Phone and charger. All right. Phone, hey, wait a minute. Your phone costs probably $200 to buy it. What? Maybe. Right. They might even gave it to you, but we'll just say $100. We'll just say cheaply. We'll go $100. Keep it running. We'll say 25. So that's $125. Right. Charger. You can usually get one for $10. I mean, we'll go cheap. All right, so you're looking at $135. All right, Barb, what would two things you would need?
Well, I would have to have my laptop computer because I'm working while I'm gone, and my phone because I have to answer cremation permit calls.
So your laptop's roughly around $300.
No, it's about 600.
Oh, you got one of the better ones. All right, I'm cheap. All right, and let's say you got a kid connect to the internet. We're looking at another, $25 to cap. Run that wherever you're at, or you
comes with your
room or something. Okay, you just jump on. You don't get that mobile. Okay, because them things are expensive too. All right, and then your phone. We already got the phone for $135. Got anything else besides the phone, laptop?
well, obviously, well, of course, plug it in, but
All right,
that's
all right.
consider that together.
Shannon, what would you take? If it's anything different, if you can come up with something different.
I would, but I got it's something I have to have. Mine is my pillow
All right,
and my blanket.
all right,
My quilt.
all right. Your pillow, we'll go $25.
Oh, no, I don't, I buy those like
Cheap ones.
$3 and $4.
All right, we'll say $5. All right, we'll say just say $5. All right, blanket 25, or we're going higher.
Is this an heirloom?
Well, I bought it at the thrift store, and it was, I think it was
60. Okay.
an old one.
All right, Miss Angie, what's the two things you got to have?
I take my roller skates with me,
All right, no skates.
$75-ish, depending on how you buy. what you
Right.
buy. And then I take my stuffed animal, like a frog.
And they're about 20. Yeah. All right, with me, right, the one important thing, and I know it's out, is my glasses. All right, because I can't see anything without my glasses. So I make sure that I even take my spare just in case I break these, because I do have a spare, but they're bigger. I don't know why I went bigger. I don't like them because so I went small and then I got a bigger pair. So, and all depends on when I bought them. I have spent as cheap as $78, and I have spent as most as $600 on them. So we'll just say $300 on glasses.
Probably about right.
You did remember that, because that's the ones that got all the tint and everything in it. And then I left them on my dashboard. They were supposed to be night reflection, and the sun from the heat melted the glasses. And I didn't melt them, but melt whatever is in it. When I looked at them, it was like looking at it like this. And I'm like, what's wrong with my glasses? All right, Nikki's here with his two kids, at least two. Hey, guys. And, all right, and my other one is, right, and I know this might sound weird, right, is, right, I always, right, think outside the box. Is the car, is the vehicle, right? You're like, well, yeah, I really don't ever travel with planes and stuff. So my car is, because I don't like going somewhere and not having a car. Some people do that, I don't, right? So we'll go car. Now that can get really expensive. But I'm just looking at just a few little list things that we listed. And this is just for what, a week? We're all going away a week to another place, right? We're not going overseas or anything. We're just going, and I told them today's a little different. I'm teaching, I'm not preaching, right? So hopefully I won't get too preachy, right? What do you need, sir?
If it's super great now, that's not, now dark away from that.
Right, and I know, but I'm just saying, but this is just for a week. I'm just saying, this is just for a week. You're going on break, Easter break, right? We're going away for a week, and we just went for a week, and we spent over $1,000. Now, some of this stuff you wouldn't recur a lot, but this is one of the little things where I wanted to mention about missions, right? We give 25 to 50 bucks to each mission that we give, right? And you're like, man, that's a lot of money when you start adding it up. But we went on a vacation just for a week, and that's not counting the gas, our clothing, right? If I started naming everything that you would take with you just to go away for 1 week, how much are we looking at? Right? That stuff. You're like, well, I own most of that stuff. Yeah, but when you go overseas, a lot of that stuff you can't take with you because it would cost you more to take it with you, right? And God bless them, right? The people that get up, right? I don't think Nikki's going to do it, but just imagine if he decided to take his family and be a missionary. Well, you got 3 of them, right? Could you imagine taking them 3 kids over to another place, right, and move on? Because me and my wife, we were talking about that one time, and we had 3, and just to up and pack, and man, then you're talking about try to buy these over in a foreign land, right? I mean, it's just so expensive. Medical over there is probably cheaper if you want bad care. It's probably really expensive because you probably got to travel out of where you're at, where you're located. See, a lot of times we think, oh, they're going to these third world countries, right? Me and my wife, we went to, the Bahamas, but it wasn't the Nassau, the big one that everybody knows. It was, yeah, and this is just a little teeny island, right? It's got one airport to get it, and everything else is boats by getting there, right? And we land on it, and it was so crazy because we went to this one little gas station that it was about the size of this, and that was their grocery store, about the size of this little, that was it. Box of cereal, I'm talking about that size box of cereal, $8. And I'm not even talking about the Lucky Charms and stuff like that. I'm talking about the Loop Fruits or something like that, the one that got a different name, $8. And I'm like, I'm not paying $8 for a bowl. And then I ain't counting the milk. The milk was like $4 when milk was only like $1.99 or something like that. And I'm like, oh, a Pepsi. Oh, my soul. For a canned Pepsi was $4. And this is what, 15 years ago? Right? I mean, we were paying $1 or something for them still. Right? And I'm like, Lord, help me. I don't know how. But now you could buy, what was that? Goombay punch for like 50 cents. But it was weird. I got a bottle at home because I had to have it. I never opened it. It tasted gross. I mean, I don't know why they would drink it, but it was gross. But we went, and think about this. When we send them money, we don't want to go over there with them and do that. I mean, that God ain't called us to do that. Now, God called you. Yeah, it's better you pack up and be over there than here. Because if you go to verse 17, right, in verse 4 of Philippians 4, verse 17, it says, and because I desire a gift, not because I desire a gift, but I desire fruit that may abound to your account. God says right there, when Paul was saying that, I'm not expecting a gift from you. When you give to missions, it's not that you're giving a gift to a missionary, you're blessing that missionary, you're expanding God's work outside of the United States where we're at, and God's adding it to your account. See, that's one time that I never could understand, because I'm like, I'm giving this guy my money. Don't the people at that church give to him? Not really, because you think about it, when they get there, 9 times out of 10, there's not even a church built. Right? Their church is probably out of their house. And they don't even have a house. They probably got an apartment, right? And they're sitting out of their apartment, little room they got. They got people coming in their house, and they're doing everything they do to build up a church. And I don't know about you. When I started going back to church, I was always in church when I was a little kid. But when I started going back to church, how many of y'all, the first day you were back in church, you threw out your wallet, threw the money in the offering plate? Most of us didn't. Right? If you did, God bless you, because you were better than I was, because that was something that I didn't do. Because I'm like, you want my money? Church is a scam. Right? I mean, then that's what I was thinking. And, hey, church is a scam. They only want your money. Right? No, it's that because God's going to give you that money that you give to the church, to missionaries, to further his kingdom, but it goes on your account. That $10, $20, $100 that you give to missions goes on your account. You go, what do you mean your account? What God can do with $10 and $20? Do you remember? I know you weren't with me, but I doubt you remember because my brain thinks different. They say a tract passes, Rich, you know that, 4 people, 10 people's hand, one tract? They said an average tract. Now, one gets thrown away, but they said another tract might go through so many. But I think it's like, I remember they said it was an amount. But so every tract that you can get printed up will pass through 7 people's hands, average. And I mean, because I know if I had 1 or 2 that's in my pocket and 20 years later I found the tracts in that old suit, it didn't go through 20 people's hands, But it can go, and that's where your money, you don't know where it goes, but that's where God can do a lot with a little, right? And we always, and I know Pastor don't like getting up here talking about money, and I don't either. I'm not one saying, oh, give, right? I don't want to be the one saying, give every penny you got. I've never been that way, right? But we do need to pay our tithes and for missions, because it's hard for missionaries to survive. I tell you, I wanted to be a missionary. Me and my wife were praying about it at one time, but God just never led us to that point. And we were talking about going to the Bahamas. And everybody thinking the Bahamas, a luxury place. Not the island we were on. I'm telling you, it was so crazy. The parents don't even watch their own kids at all. Right? During summer or nothing. It was middle of summer. We were going vacation Bible school, and they had school going on. What school was, they had anybody that was 18 to 25 was called teachers, but they were kids themselves, watching the kids at a school, right? The first day they found out that we were there, the whole island shut down and sent them all to us. They literally sent every kid, they shut down school. And I'm like, you shut down school? But then I found out it wasn't like it's like a daycare. But every kid goes to it. And the ones that don't go to it literally stay at home and drink. And you're like, kids? Yeah, they drink. Their pastime for men is drinking, except 2 weeks out of the year. Right? No, 4 weeks, because they have 2, and that's lobster season. They go dive off their boats, go down and jump and grab lobsters. They make enough money to pay for their drinking for the rest of till the next 2 weeks, right? Because that's how many lobsters they catch.
One thing I was going to say is too, the money that goes to the missionaries depends on the country it goes to. Because like in the Philippines, that $25 we send Brother Bernalis is worth a whole lot more than $25. So,
right.
There's different things depending on the country.
Right, yeah, because you send it to America, $25 ain't worth $25 in America. I mean, I hate to say it like that. That's a tank full of gas. And actually, that's what it cost me today. $25 to fill up my car. We stopped, and it took me exactly $25. It was $24.90, and I pushed that 10 cents. Right? But yeah, I mean, $25 is a tank full of gas, where in that country, but gasoline in that country could be $9 a gallon. Because what was it for us? It was $7 a liter where not a gallon, a liter. And this was almost 15, 20 years ago. Right? That's how much it was. And I'm like, a liter? Because what is it, 4 liters a gallon? Is that right? Or is that a pint? 2 I don't know my math anymore. Come on, Cyril. How many liters in a gallon?
I'd say about 10.
No, hey, but I don't know. I ain't done my math in a while. Cause does liters equal pints or liters? No, liters are bigger. So 4? 4 liters. So that would have been $28 a gallon for 1 gallon. And then they don't believe in letting people walk either. We got in a bus for 15 people, had 13. What was it? What we were called? Sundays. We were vacation Bible school people. We had 13 in the van. By the time we got to the church, we had 30 in the van. Right? 2 of them were hanging off the side. Right? And I'm like, because she was sitting in my lap. Right? And I love my wife, but my leg is bony, and man, she was bony. Right? Or she is bony. I mean, so that hurt. Right? But they believe to pick people up. But they also don't believe in a need a lot of time. If it's middle of summer and the window breaks, all right. Now when it starts getting cold or something, the front door was off on one house. No front door. I'm like, there's no front door. And they said, yeah, they'll fix it before the storms come. There's no need. They don't even get dressed a lot of times, right? And that, I mean, they got cover, but they don't, unless there's a need, they don't, the thing. But like I said, we had vacation Bible school for 6th grade and below. But when the school showed up, we had to separate the older kids. I mean, we literally had adults kickball game, and they loved it. They were in a bounce house and everything. We got pictures of it. I mean, they're grown kids. I mean, some of them were 25. They were adults. I mean, but that's how they do it in the Bahamas, right? So our money, like she said, our money will go further than we expect it. And I know a lot of us don't want to think about giving money a lot of times, because like, where does my money go? I don't ever worry about where my money goes. When I give it to Barb makes sure it goes to the right places. I'm never asking. I don't even care. I don't even ask what the electric bill is. I ask my wife. I don't even ask her. I'd rather not know, because trying to deal. God bless you if you take care of the bills in your house, right? I pay the bills, help pay the bills, but I don't want to know the money situation, because it would make you sick. I mean, people that take care of that. Now, I do ask her, are we doing okay? You know, so that if I need to do something to get more money, I'll try to. But I don't try to deal with the bill. I cannot. That's not for me. Yeah, I know. That rabbit trail, let me come back and catch over here. But if you go down to verse 19, it says, but my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches, glory to Christ, by Christ Jesus. Where if we give to God, we don't have to worry about where everything comes from. Because here's the thing. I'll say it like this. Let me see if I can get my brain working correctly. Right? A lot of us will give money to God, but we'll hold back some. And then all of a sudden, that money don't make it through the week. And I'm guilty. I've done that, where I'll take money and go, well, God, I need a little bit of this tithe money to pay this bill. I'll try to catch it up next week. And that money didn't make it as far as I thought. But there's been times, and she did it, and she'll tell you, we had $50 to make us through the week. That's it. We went somewhere, and she wrote a $50 check to help them for a building fund. And you talking about somebody that was huffing and puffing all the way home. I was mad. I was like, hun, we ain't got nothing to eat at the house. And she said, Joe, I do the bills, we'll make it. I'm like, today's Monday, Friday's payday. Actually, it was Sunday, I believe. And I'm like, today's Sunday, I don't get paid again until Friday. We don't even have gas money. I don't know what came in. Do you remember where the money came from? We went to church, and somebody gave me $150. Just said, pastor said, here you go. Somebody was praying about you and gave this to you. And I'm like, what? And then there's me huffing and puffing, doubting God. And don't say that will happen all the time. I'm not going to say that. Don't give your last $50. Say, oh, God's going to, Brother Joe. Don't, no, I didn't say that. But that day, she had more faith in God than I did. I could tell you that. Right? And I was like, wow. We praised God. I mean, I praised him. I knew he did it. Right? Because there was no way that, I don't know if you come to church here and gotten $150. Right? I've been coming here for a while, just get $150 a week when I gave so much. It don't happen a lot. you know, but it does, miracles are happen when you least suspect it. And I'll tell you what, I think God does little miracles for me when I'm mad, when I'm most mad, to just put me in my place. Because I think he does that with me a lot of times. I don't know if he does it with you guys. And it's amazing because I told you about my little mully gruff about my shoulder, that $1,000. That was me just, and she's like, have you prayed? No. You know, I mean, but that's where missions is the same way. I believe a lot of these missionaries, you know how they make it? Not because I'll $25, because they got a great God. They pray to that God all the time. Your $25 going in there might be the answer to their prayers. But here's something that I wanted to get in. I know my page turned because I closed my book. I shouldn't have closed my book. Right? Here's something that we should do. You know, and now I'm going to close up on this because I'm already past my time a little bit, but we started late, so I'll go a few minutes. We give our money, right? Ways to give money. Tithe. What do you think are other way that you can give money? Right? I mean, you think about it. What can you do you can give besides money? Well, you go, what do you mean, Brother Joe? Right here it says we can give our time. Right? There's Brother Rich will tell you there's mission trips that you can go down to the Philippines and help them work on a project they're doing, help them build a church, help them do Sunday school. We went on a mission trip to the Bahamas and did Vacation Bible School. We did it twice. Didn't we do it twice? Yeah, we did it twice. Right? And it was fun. We enjoyed it. Cost us a lot of money, but we enjoyed it. It wasn't a real vacation like you think, but we went and we did that. And I enjoyed it. That you can give your time. Here's one that most of us, the thing with our time is prayer. Right? I mean, our missionaries need our prayer. Right? Call them by name. Brother Eastridge, I pray for him a lot. Right? You don't think he wants our prayers? Right? I want your prayers. I mean, I know Pastor wants your prayers. Barb wants our prayers. Everybody in here wants our prayers. You know, how many times do you, because Pastor likes to text me on Sunday morning and say, I'm praying for you, brother, love you, and your family. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have sent him the text first. Right? And I don't. He sent it to me. Right? I was doing that to my kids, just saying I'm praying for them. And one of my kids go, are you okay? You know, and because I didn't do it all the time. I just started it. And they're like, you okay? Everything good? I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to tell you I love you and I'm praying for you. But that's where our time. That's time. What about our extra stuff? Like we did a missionary thing here when we gave to Florida, even though that was in our own state when they had all them hurricanes, the South Carolinas, the floods. We gave our time. Some gave time, some gave money, some gave clothing, right? Some gave other articles and things they need. That's some of the things that missionaries could use, right? Most of our missionary letters have a website, or what do they call it, email, I guess. Think about this. I remember when me and my wife were still military, there was nothing better than getting a little thing about this big, right? With her name on it to me. It was a letter, right? I mean, now you say, I can't write. Text it. I mean, email, right? Send them a little, say, hey, been praying for you. Anything I can pray Pacific for you, right? Find out what they need. Just pick out one. We got, 9? If everybody here did one, right, we'll have half of them covered. Just pick out one and just say, hey, I'm going to pray for the Shenandoah Baptist, the girls, what is it called, the Haven that we support. Man, I know they could use a lot of stuff. If you got a pair of brand new shoes that you bought the wrong size or something, and they've been sitting in your closet. Man, I know them girls, there's somebody with a big foot if you got big. There's someone with small feet. So whatever size you wear, they probably could use it. Right? Things like that, they would love it. I took the boys one time pizza. You're talking about kids that tore up some pizza? I mean, they thought they were in heaven. I'm like, it's Little Caesars. I mean, but they loved it. I mean, they had a good old time with it, right? Just something like that. It just was my time. Yeah, it was money, but it's just the things that we have, like we have at home that just extra that we can get rid of. Let's think about before we go give it to, I don't want to say Salvation Army, what a Goodwill. I think Goodwill is just they say they're a nonprofit organization. I think they put money in their pocket. I don't see them, I never hear anything good they do with the money. All right? Maybe they do, and y'all know better than I do. I'm sorry, Internet, if you guys work there. But at least our Salvation Army in our area actually does give to the homeless people. They do a lot. I like the Salvation Army, but Goodwill, I never heard anything they done. Right? But before you do that, think about some of the missionaries. Maybe they could use some of that. Because I know like one missionary, these things at one time were like gold. That they could get one of them, because they could put anything on a wall somewhere. They wanted projectors. They were dying for projectors. Projectors, they were just dying. I mean, they were like, oh man, we could. And I'm like, man, I seen like 20 of them sitting in the cabinet over there. Because, I mean, we can get them dime a dozen now. Them things ain't like they used to be. But, I mean, they were at one time like the golden goose. If you had one, you were great. And some of the countries still need them. Because you can get them one, but they can't hook them up. Right? So that's some of the things that we got to look into. Right? And then it said, oh, I already said give our stuff, but our talents. It says give our talents. Right? Y'all know what that is. I mean, you can go to the Haven and sing with them if you want. Right? Or play a piano, teach one of them play a piano, teach one of them teach the boys how to work on a car. I mean, you teaching your kids, I know. I mean, make sure you have that kid sitting right there beside you when you work on them. Right? That's how my dad taught me. I don't know how to fix a car, but I can change an alternator or starter. Now, when you get the transmission, I'll pay somebody. I can't do that. Right? But alternator starters, I mean, she can change a battery. I put her beside me and change the battery. Right? But that's what some of the things that we got to teach our younger kids so if they do become missionaries. But that's some of the talents that maybe a missionary comes here, they get a flat tire, and we can go out there and change their tire for them. You know, just our talents. I mean, some of the things that we can give, like the ones came here, every one of them gave them the talent of our love. We all just showed them how much we appreciate you being here. Glad you showed up. Sorry you had to listen to Brother Joe. But that's what we are here. We can do prayer. Now I'm saying all this. Don't stop giving your money to give all this other stuff. I mean, still do that. I mean, we got to still pay the missionaries to get them on the field. But there's a lot more to missionaries than just the money. Right? The letter would be great because I used to write missionaries. And I'll tell you what, if you write a missionary a letter, I'm telling you, within probably about an hour, they're usually writing you back. You know why? It's homeland. Somebody's thinking of them. Right? I don't know if you ever been away and got a letter from somebody else, moved away. Them letters are gold. I love letters. I still do. She kept all mine from the military. I don't know where hers are. I'm a guy. Right? But that's just some of the things. I'm going to let you go. We got about 15 minutes before church will start. I'll let Pastor, I'm going to pray with you and let you go, get ready for church. Our dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for all your many blessings. Bless this time and just give us a great church service. Bless Pastor and all the congregation. In Jesus' name I pray.